crap, it's starting. It's starting now. Alright guys, so the direct is about to start. Okay guys, direct is about to start now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of Nintendo Treehouse Live 2019. I am here with Audrey and Roxy, and we're here to talk about Fire Emblem Three Houses. I almost made it. I made it, actually. All right, so let's get the show on the road. So we are a professor in the monastery, and this is 5 years before things get a little rough for our students. But Audrey, could you tell us some more about the story for our audiences back at home?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm playing as Byleth here, and we are at the Officers Academy at Garrick Mac Monastery. Don't worry about that green-haired girl in the room. That's completely normal, and everything is fine. But basically, at the outset of the game, I'm sorry, I have to talk to Bernie here. Oh, she says she's got a cold, but she's a big liar. Bernie's actually just a big introvert, but it's okay. You can pull her out of her shell over time. But at the outset of the game, you choose one of 3 houses to lead and to teach, and each one represents one of the ruling powers in Fodlan, the continent where this game takes place. So you're not just choosing the students who you want to teach, you may be choosing which side you want to take, and, oh, I don't know, an impending war. So we're going to show a few of the activities that you can do here at the monastery. In there is the garden. Over there's the fishing hole, but you know what? I'm a bit peckish. I'm going to run to the dining hall real quick.
That sounds
see
good.
what's going on there.
I mean, it's morning for us, so...
Come on. Okay, is it still going live? Okay, it is. It is. It's still going live. Nicker. Okay. Back to the direct. Anyways.
Of the Black Eagles. She's an incredibly important character. I won't spoil anything for anyone who hasn't played the game, obviously, but she has an incredibly compelling and deep backstory, just like all of the characters in this game, so I hope you look forward to getting to know her. But I'm going to jump here, and let's see. Petra looks like she really wants to get in on this meal. That's going to raise her motivation.
She's got that giant happy face, so like, I'm ready. Let's go for this.
And then it's a Professor Night Mixer, so I'm also going to invite Manuela to the party. And we're going to chow down. And one of the really cool things about the monastery activities is that not only is it really fun to interact with all of these characters like never before in a Fire Emblem game, an effect on your game. You can see that dining with Petra increased her motivation. That's going to allow me to do more with her when we're in the tutoring phase. It also gave me more points so that my professor level went up. And having a higher professor level means that you have more activity points, more battles you can do, and you get more gold to spend on those all-important vulneraries.
Nice.
And look, I completed a quest along the way, so we're doing pretty well here.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Got that off the checklist.
Yep. Oh, and there's Raphael. I can't run by Raphael without saying hi. I love this guy. He's a big sweetheart. He actually has a really tragic backstory, but you wouldn't know it by his great attitude and his wonderfully ill-fitting shirt.
Yeah, he's just ripping out of that shirt.
He can't help it. His muscles want to be free. He's worried because he ate too much fish recently, and so now he's worried he'll never want to eat it again. These are really, really big problems in the academy phase of this game. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and fast travel, and this is pretty big, so I'm very happy I can't fast travel, to the cathedral here and do a couple of more activities. And as I said, not only is it great to be able to interact with your students and actually run around in a Fire Emblem world, run around these wonderful environments, but everything you do has a practical effect in battle. So all of the things, all of the time you're spending here in the monastery is going to go back and help you in battle, which is still the core of this game.
Yeah, cause like speaking about like just the environments, it's like there's so much detail. It's such an expansive world to explore, so you'll definitely spend a lot of time not only in battles, but also exploring this monastery world.
Yeah, and so this is the advice box, and it's where students will anonymously ask you for advice, and you have to kind of, based on your knowledge of those students, guess what would be the answer that makes them happy, so you can get support points with them. And I correctly guessed that was Hilda.
Nicely done.
Yes, so I completed that quest, and Hilda's now very happy with me. As I said, all of the different monastery activities you can do, as well as battles, will increase your support points, which can unlock support conversations. Oh, I know by the hair that's Petra. Let's see.
Oh, you're right.
She misses the sea because that's where she's from, a foreign land, and she misses the ocean.
Nice
Yep.
guess. It's like you played this before.
I might know these characters a little bit, but all these characters are so lovable, and unlocking support conversations with them is really, really rewarding. Especially since what's really dynamic about this game is that there's a 5-year jump at some point, so you get to see the support conversations that take place in the academy, and then there are also some that will only take place after the 5-year jump during the war phase of the game. So you get to see how the war and the events of the game have affected these students, which is really, really compelling. And that's how you get to know them enough to answer these advice box questions. And at that point, of course, after the 5-year jump, you can even pursue a romantic relationship with someone. Dimitri. Just saying.
He is quite handsome.
He is. Now I'm going to do some choir practice. I chose Dorothea, who's a former opera singer, and Ferdy, who has the voice of an angel. So we're going to do some choir practice. And again, like everything at the monastery, it has an effect. It raised their faith experience, and I got more authority experience as their professor. So it's another boon to your battle, to your strategies, to the way you're going to be able to level up these characters.
I'm noting that the game is fully voiced. I really like, whenever you talk to a character, they are fully voiced and you can really engage with them. And some folks would be happy to know there's dual audio options. So
Yes,
yeah.
if you want to play with the Japanese voices, you absolutely can. So we're going to jump into some tutoring here, and as you can see, you can choose to instruct manually or automatically. One of the wonderful things about this game is that it's as deep as you want it to be. If you want to, like me, I love to pour every single stat, every single unit that I have, and try and customize it to my heart's content. But if you're the kind of player who really just wants to race through the story and the battles as fast as you can auto-tutor, and it won't be quite as effective, but it is an option if you'd rather not deal with all of this stuff that I just personally love pouring over. So for Linhard here, as you can see, I've set a custom focus for him. You can choose some predetermined skill goals for him, but I really want to make him a cavalier. I need more movement on my team. So I'm going to try and increase his lance and riding skills. Oh, he didn't do so well. I could critique him, but I'm going to play Mr. Nice Guy.
It's like
gonna
good
console
call,
him.
bad conflict. Which one are you going to do?
And that was the right call for him. He doesn't respond to critique very well, so let's see. He's still got a bit of he did really well. Good job. And he leveled up in Lance.
Nice.
So we'll check in a bit, but he just might have enough of that skill to be able to change class. We'll just have to see. Yeah, good job, Linny. I'm very, very proud of you.
Aw.
And then, he's still got a little bit of motivation, so let's go ahead and work on your horsemanship. He leveled up as well.
Nice.
Still level up. All right, things are going well for Linny. And then let's also check in on Ferdy. He also has a custom focus here. I want to make him a brigand, mostly because I think he would hate the outfit, so I kind of want to force him into it.
That's vicious.
And another skill level up. He's doing really well here. As I said, I've been very focused on getting all of these skills up to the level they need to get the classes that I want.
It's very good to point out that there's each character has a specific affinity for a class, but you can dictate how you want to play it, just the way that you want
right,
to
so
play
they fit
it.
sort of the synergy of the rest of your army and how you like to play.
Exactly. It's dependent on strategy, or it's even dependent on the way that you want to play.
Absolutely.
Professor.
Oh, and as you can see, some of your students can actually ask you if they want to update their goals, and you can choose to go with what they're looking to grow in, or just force them to become an archer if you want them to be an archer. Here, I'm going to leave Ignatz the way he was, just because I really want him to continue down that path. And actually, sometimes if you force a student into territory they're uncomfortable with, unfamiliar with, they'll actually grow exponentially in ways that they couldn't have foreseen. See, I'm always
You
forced
force her
riding out of her
out of her
shell. It's good for her. She needs to grow and meet people. She's a wonderful young lady.
She needs some fresh air.
Yes,
I
she
agree.
does. And they did pretty well together. All right, and then you can see, again, you can pour over all of the screen. I'm going to skip through it just so that we can move along here, but I would normally be looking at every single stat and seeing how my team has grown.
Knowing how you've played past Fire Emblem games, I can vouch for that.
All right, so now that we've gotten some good skill level ups, I'm actually going to jump into the certification exams here, and that's how you change classes in this game. The really cool thing is that all characters other than character exclusive classes can become any class. So I can make Lenny, oh yes, he has the skills that he needs. As long as you have the correct skills and they're at the correct level, you can become any class that you want. So he's at those skill levels, and so I can finally make him a Cavalier.
Nice.
If he wasn't quite at those skill levels, I could still try the certification exam. I was at 100% chance of passing. If it was a little bit lower, it would have been a bit of a gamble. It might not have worked out for me. I personally like to kind of wait to make sure it's a sure thing. I don't like to waste my seals, but you can roll the dice if you like. It's up to you. And yes, I would like you to change into that class.
Yeah, and I do like that once you pass the certification exam for a certain job class, you don't have to keep using seals if you want to switch back and forth.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and make Freddy a brigand as well. He's gonna love the outfit. He'll learn to love it.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Look at him styling and profiling.
He looks proud of himself.
Yeah. Go ahead and, yeah, let's keep you that way, Freddy. All right, so that was pretty successful. Let's go ahead and let's jump into a battle. Or no, you know what? Let's do a seminar. Change my mind. Seminars are a way where you can learn from some of the other professors or faculty at the Officers Academy. Like here, see, Sateth is really good at lance skills. So if I want to continue to grow Lenny in that direction, I can have him attend one of Sateth's seminars, and his lance skills will improve.
Oh, nice. It's very interesting that not only are you interacting with the students, but you're also interacting with the staff as well, and building those relationships and understanding or learning their personalities as well. Because like just earlier, you were having breakfast with Manuela, who happens to be a faculty member within the monastery.
No, there are so many characters in this game, and they each have such a depth. It's really a delight to get to know all of them throughout the course of the game. Oh, and it's the Holy Kingdom of Fargus Founding Day today, and there's a special dish. I really want to eat there, but I'm going to jump ahead so that we can get a look at some neat battle. All right. My students are doing so well. I'm so proud of them.
I love seeing that level of it.
Yes.
As a teacher and a professor, it is satisfying.
Oh, and it's Marianne's birthday, and she's a sweetheart, so I'm going to go ahead and buy her flowers. And as you see, I got support points for that, so good job all around. I'm the favorite teacher, let's be honest.
I do like that you get to interact with students in the other houses too, regardless of the house you initially choose.
Yeah.
There's an option to interact with them, possibly recruit them.
Yeah, that's a great point. So you're not just stuck within the students that are particular to a house. You could always recruit them over to the house that you're currently following.
Yeah, and along those lines, I'm about to do a paralog battle that requires Raphael and Ignatz to take part in it. And Raphael and Ignatz are not actually Black Eagle students. They're both from the Golden Deer, but I loved them so much during my Golden Deer playthrough. I couldn't bear the thought of going on without them, so I acquired the skills as a professor that they wanted to grow in, and since I was able to do that, I was able to recruit them. And because I recruited them, I was able to access this paralog I otherwise wouldn't have been able to play. So I'm skipping right past this story moment here so that players can enjoy it at home. But basically what's happening is that Ignatz and Raphael are from merchant families, and merchants are being attacked in the Alliance. So they want us to go and help them. And of course we're going to go help them. We're heroes after all.
Yes.
Doesn't make any. Agree. You're gonna go.
I just love Raphael. He's the best.
He's so
I
amped.
knew you couldn't resist.
He's always amped.
Thank you so much.
And we've seen a glimpse of the calendar a few times, and that's really notable because you live by the calendar in this game. It determines when you take part in special battles, when you can do additional training opportunities, when people's birthdays are, special holidays, tournaments, all kinds of things. So you really want to keep an eye on the calendar. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump into this battle.
There they are.
There are the merchants. Oh, they're in a load of trouble because that guy doesn't look friendly.
Oh yeah, not at all.
Looks like they are.
So my group starts up split up, and as you may have seen, the objective here is to defeat the commander
Merchants could probably escape.
and obviously protect the merchants. That's pretty important.
So you're employing proper flanking maneuvers, which is already, it looks pretty good.
Yes, and that's why I'm really happy that I made Linhardt a cavalier here, because that gives me a lot of movement at my disposal, and I really want to be able to get over to this drawbridge over here. Ooh. So first I'm going to use a combat art, then I'll get over to that drawbridge. Combat arts are returning. You might remember them from Shadows of Valentia, and there are a bunch of new ones in this game as well. So I'm going to go ahead and unleash one. They're very powerful, of course, but they also do lower your weapon durability very quickly. So you can't just spam the combat arts. You have to be very strategic about how you use them.
That is very good to point out.
Oh, he lost a lot of health there. We might get to
Need
see
some reinforcements.
Lenny die.
Oh,
We'll
no.
see what happens. And because he is a mounted unit, he can move again after attacking, so I can just kind of scoot him away from those enemies,
Stay
perhaps.
focused.
Teacher to the rescue.
Yes. Hands off my students.
I do love like these battle sequences that it's not just between the opponent and your character. There's like action and battle happening, so it adds that immersion to what's happening on the field.
Absolutely. And there's my archer. It's always important to have a good archer on your team. And Ignatz is the best in the business. All right. So I think Linhardt's covered pretty well. He looks like he's going to be safe, so I can go ahead and start scooting Hubert and Bernie over this way.
She made it out of her room.
She
again.
did.
I'm so proud of her.
I'm forcing her out of her room. But what I'm trying to do with Linhardt is to move him over to this drawbridge, because if I lower that drawbridge, then I can get these merchants away from this really mean-looking giant wolf over
Oh,
here.
wow.
He's gonna scoot his way closer and closer to them, and I don't want that to happen. So let's do our best to prevent that. Meanwhile, while we're doing that over on the left side, here on the right side, I'm going to try and inch closer to the commander so that we can maybe take him down before he causes any more mischief.
Start laying down their forces.
Yes. And so I like to watch all of the battle animations because they're really beautiful, and as you can see, they actually zoom in on where you are on the map. It doesn't just take you to kind of a generic location, which is really cool, but for the sake of time, I'm going to try and force myself to skip the animations. It's painful, but I'll go ahead and try and do that.
Oh, the folks at home, luckily this game is going to come out soon, so the folks at home will be able to experience this on their own and get through all of these, meet all these characters, experience all these battles, and dictate how they want to play.
I do like Audrey's point. The camera zooms in when you engage an enemy, and the 3D environments of the map. I like the fact that you can adjust the camera angle too. Like if you like the overhead view, like traditional Fire Emblem, or if you want to like explore the environment a little bit, make it a little bit more scenic.
Yeah, that's something that's always been a real great thing about the Fire Emblem series, is that you can customize your battle to your heart's content. You can decide to skip animations, turn them on, off, all kinds of things. So, like I said, I love just watching all of those things, but you really don't have to if you'd rather just get right to it.
Yeah.
Good job, Hubert.
Well done.
Let's see. I think that's the best we can do. Oh, look at that. That actually unleashed a gambit. So, as you can see, those guys behind Bernadetta, those are her battalion who I've assigned to her. And because I've assigned them to her, she was able to use their gambits, which did her really well here. Was able to defeat that enemy.
Yeah, she
So-
got a crit in that one too.
And it never would have happened if she hadn't left her room. So proud. Yes, another gambit.
Nice. Wow.
We might just save these merchants after all. And I leveled up.
Such power. Truly amazing.
If I don't say so myself, truly amazing.
Indeed.
Huh? It worked out.
All right. The path is clear now. And using my brand new Cavalier, I was able to get over to this bridge
Well
and
done.
lower it for those merchants.
So they can run away from that massive wolf, which we haven't actually just mentioned yet, but it covers like 4 spaces on the map.
Right.
Like it just shows how monstrous and massive that character is versus all the other units on the field.
He's incredibly powerful too. It takes a long, yeah, look, he's 4 spaces. He takes a lot to whittle down his health.
Yeah, and positioning is so important in Fire Emblem. At the end of your turn, your units are vulnerable to enemy retaliation, depending on what position they are. And so these bosses, they take up more than one square. That it really open up just like different possibilities of positioning.
So there's one more important battle that I'd like to show. So I think we're going to go ahead and switch over.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to defeat this commander today, but I'm going to leave that great pleasure to the viewers at home whenever they pick up the game. So we're going to jump right into a story battle right now, and I jumped into a bookmark here, and so I've already gone through quite a bit. I'll just run through my strategy so far. We started off over here, and as you can see, this is a real labyrinth here. So I splitted my units in half. I sent my mounted units who have higher movement over this way so that they can kind of go through there and figure things out, while my more powerful units went over here where there were a lot more enemies and a lot of traps. So now we're over here. We've opened these doors, and my mounted units have made their way through this maze. So we're in a pretty good spot, I think.
And still deploying a flanking maneuver because you have them on both sides.
And I was able to open the door here. One thing that I think is really important to do when you're in one of these sprawled out maps is to kind of choose a key bearer. So I have Sylvain here as the key bearer on this side, and whenever there's a key, I make sure that it gets over to him so that I always know who has the key. I can make sure that's the person I'm sending towards the doors.
Right, and I'm noticing these are students from the Blue Lion house.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, we're playing a
path.
different house now.
That's a good call. In this save file, we're playing as the Blue Lion path and as female Edelgard.
Or Byleth.
I'm sorry, female Violet. So many names.
I know.
And we've got
It just
another
goes to
Gambit.
show how many characters there are in this game, so it's definitely a challenge to keep track of who's who.
But as a professor, that's my duty. All right, so I'm gonna cozy up to Byleth here, and
Oh my god. It's buffering already.
but as a professor, that's my duty. All right, so I'm gonna cozy up to Byleth here and use a combat art. Ooh, we can, yeah. Let's use that one. Again, I keep not skipping the battle animations because
They're so cool to look at.
What should I do?
Dedu, you just be you. And then here's my healer. As always, it's so important to keep track of your healer in these maps and make sure that they stay alive so that they can help you stay alive.
Yeah, for sure. But as you had mentioned too, that it's really important to make sure, especially for this map, to point out which character has the key, so then you're not scrambling around trying to identify where they are, but also switching them around.
Alright, so we're making pretty good work of these folks. And Annette, let's move you over here. She doesn't have quite the same movement as everyone else, but she's a mage, so her ranged attacks are really, really critical because all of my mounted units, they generally tend to be lance users, so I really need to have someone with ranged attacks on my side over there.
That's how it goes.
I don't know if you're able to see it, but some of our students here, including Byleth, have Heroes Relics, and those are very special weapons that you can only use if you have the associated crest. And crests are of incredible importance in this world. They determine your status and power. They're passed down through bloodlines, and so whether you get a crest and which crest you have really determines your position in this world. And maybe not everybody's super happy with that system.
I must steel myself.
I'm just loving how Ash is able to attack those enemies across the wall. Like,
Yeah, we're able to take them down without putting ourselves in too much danger, which is really nice. Oh, my battalion leveled up. All right, Ash, you did well. Now you get to forge on ahead.
Proceed with caution.
I shall, Dedu. I promise. I think. How are you doing, Dedu? I'm gonna heal you. Yeah, let's go ahead and heal Dedu. All right, thank you, Mercy. Well, let's go back over to this side, and there's a lever here. So let's flip it.
still
And
a
then-
few enemies to take out here.
So let's send Sylvain up this way. Take that guy down because he's blocking one of the warp panels I want to use. Normally, you would need to. Try and say hello to him.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if the title
He'll be
Death
happy to
Knight
say
is.
hi
Yeah,
back.
right.
Yeah, his mother should have thought twice before naming him Death Knight, maybe.
So just to reiterate to the folks at home that are just tuning in, this is Fire Emblem Three Houses, where you play as a professor to basically encourage students and just prep them up. You can play however you want. There's a lot of depth in this game. There's a really deep narrative story. All of these characters have their own personality. And right now we're playing a bit earlier in the game where it's before the 5-year jump, which if you tune in yesterday's Nintendo Direct, you got a little bit of a preview of what happens after that jump, but this game is really, really cool, and we're really excited to show it to you today.
Yeah, and that was just a taste, what you saw in the trailer. Their stories, their backgrounds are all so complex. You can't tell what's going on until you play the game. So you have a lot to look forward to, viewers at home. All right, so my key bearer is here at the door. We're gonna go ahead and say hi to the Death Knight pretty soon. You know what, Sylvain? You're a good man, but I'm gonna go ahead and let your professor do the hello.
Oh my gosh.
Because Death Knight is very powerful and very, very scary.
This is risky.
We're all very scared of him. So let's go ahead and end this turn.
Just give up.
And then one thing I want to point out is that. Well, first I'm going to defeat this enemy, and then I'll point stuff out. But say I had really messed up in battle, and God forbid, let one of my students get defeated. There's actually a way using Define Pulse where you can go back and you can redo the whole match if you want, or you can just go back a few moves. And this is obviously very powerful. It's very limited, so you have to use it strategically, or you can choose to just not use it at all and just live with the deaths. But it's actually a great way to not have to reset a whole 30-minute battle if something doesn't go your way.
Yeah.
So it's a neat option for fans.
It's also important to note too that right now you're playing in the normal mode.
I'm playing in classic
Or
mode,
classic
yes,
mode,
which
yeah.
means that when people die, they stay dead. So, yeah, Divine Pulse is a great way to get around that.
Counteract the
Yeah, and go and kind of rethink your strategies. Another battalion level up, that's handy. Oh no.
You said he was friendly?
Too much fun.
Yeah, so we're gonna stop
Right here.
right here.
Before he
Over
here.
because this friendly fellow just got a little less friendly. So
You said he was friendly.
yes. But
alive.
yeah, I should have pointed out that not only do you need to either take down the Death Knight, which is difficult, or take down all other enemies on that map, which there were a lot of them, you have to do it in 25 turns.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
So there are conditions and challenges to every battle.
Yes.
Cool.
But that was just a little sneak peek at Fire Emblem Three Houses. As we mentioned, it's coming out July 26th, so you won't have to wait long to get your hands on it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for running this through with us and explaining everything. There's a lot of content for
Yes,
sure
it's
to
a
run
very
through.
deep game.
So thank you so much for tuning in. But don't go away. We still have a lot more content to show you. Up next is a multiplayer mode of Luigi's Mansion 3.
Luigi Mansion 4. Probably to get revenge on Incineroar. You know? I'm being the hoodie man. Okay, so there's the hoodie man. Little Mac, the hoodie one. He's pretty much done for killing himself. Never mind. I'm using the strongest member of my gang. Whoa!
Hi again, welcome back. My name is Teresa. We're here to show a sneak peek of the multiplayer mode Scare Scraper in Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm joined here by Dan, Roxy, and
Whoa.
also Bryce from Next Level Games.
I choose Cloud.
Thanks so much for coming and joining us, Bryce. We're really excited to have you here.
Final
Yeah, thanks for
Fantasy.
inviting me, and thanks to the dev team for putting in all the hard work here, fixing up the last few bugs right now. Definitely.
So, Bryce is a game director for Luigi's Mansion 3, and Next Level Games also worked on Dark Moon, Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon. Why don't we hop into Scare Scraper mode? Dan, why don't you walk us through this?
Yeah, let's just go right into it. We're going to set up a local room. You can play with 1 to 8
Okay,
players,
Ow.
either locally or online. And I'm going to create a room. When you play the Scare Scraper mode, you can play 5 floors, 10 floors, or a random number of floors. And the cool thing about these floors that's different from the hotel in Luigi's Mansion is they're procedurally generated, which means they're going to be different every time with different hallways and rooms. So that it adds to the kind of the challenge and the fun of the game.
Yeah, that's one of the big improvements over LM2 is kind of endlessly generating floors, keep variety going for people over time.
We're just jumping in.
So as we're starting up, Bryce, any tips for playing in Scare Scraper mode?
Stick together,
Stick
have
together,
a plan, communicate. You can use the live app to voice chat. So I think I'll team up with Roxanne. You guys will stick together on your side, and we'll try to battle these ghosts.
Sounds good.
That sounds great.
Okay,
Right now we are
hey,
all separately, one player per system, so we're all playing locally. I'm gonna try to find Bryce. I'm the yellow Luigi.
I'm green.
Yep, I'm making my way over to you, battling some ghosts there, Roxanne.
Alright, and the objective for this first floor is to clear all the ghosts on this floor within the time limit that's indicated up on top.
We found a hammer and a couple dots in here.
Oh, he's got a book. He's not going to let me.
So you can use the ghost to slam other ghosts this time around as well. Oh, and you even slammed me, Roxanne. Thanks.
Sorry about that.
Book.
Unintentional
damage.
friendly
So-
fire.
Oh no,
We
we're
ran
running
into each other.
Our teamwork needs some work.
All right.
Alright.
Okay, room cleared.
So Dan, I am heading to
Oh,
you.
what
I am
am I?
the blue Luigi.
Okay. I'm going to
Find him.
look at the map here and see. Okay, I see where you're at.
Yeah, it looks.
Let's meet up.
The maps are mostly rectangular, so when there's gaps in the
Alright,
map,
clear
that,
that room.
that usually means there's another room to find. So
All right,
we'll
which
go
way should we go?
right up in
This
here.
is probably it. Oh, I'm out.
We have some guys cleaning.
And so even though we're clearing ghosts, we still have to potentially find keys and other things here. So that's important.
Yeah, we're competing against time. Every floor is 5 minutes, and there's different objectives on each floor, so we'll have to keep watch of how much time we have left.
Yeah, so for this one,
That's a bathroom.
the bottom right
Yeah,
is
spawn
our
Luigi
objective,
here.
so we have to clear out all those ghosts.
Gotcha. Which way you go? You want
Defend
to
my
go to the TV?
sleeping body. There we go. Let's see what's in the package.
Oh, I think they've already been here.
Let's try heading north here.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Where we're going.
Oh,
There's also power-ups we can find by searching
I don't think there's
various things.
Good job. You got that room.
Help out. There we go, double slam. Oh,
Oh,
fantastic.
that
There's a
caused
ghost in
so
here.
much damage. That's great. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, just the one guy in here. This
Oh,
room's
there's a bunch in here.
suspiciously
Oh, we got him. Oh,
That
no,
usually
mine
means
went.
there's secrets.
Mine got away.
Oh no. We'll find them again. I see them through the mirror.
Oh, yeah, they are.
We got some more rooms to the left here, Roxanne. Let's
Okay.
I
head over.
snaked him.
Nice.
If you're playing alone, you can always spawn Luigi as kind of backup.
All right, where do we go?
There we go. Oh. Here we go, we can double.
Is there one in here?
Nice work. Oh,
Nice.
these rehearsals really paid off. Much better than we were earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Stop saying so you can.
Screwed with on the
Or
team.
Shadowken
Oh, you
or
revealed
whatever.
a hidden thing.
Oh, I
I care
did.
what.
But I don't know if there's any
Stop
ghosts in
saying it.
You can use the
Actually,
dark
I don't
light
care
to
what
find
it's
ghosts
called.
as well if they
Or
tend to
Shadowken or so you can
Oh,
or whatever.
I'll keep
I don't really
find
care.
them.
Yes.
Or you just found, or just found
Double
one.
slam. Oh yeah.
Wow. We should be MVPs on this floor.
Watch out.
We'll see at the point tally.
So there's
Every
one
time.
more
Behind the
gap
door.
in the map in the south. We'll head
Teresa's
to
in a
there
trap,
now.
but I got her.
Thank you.
A big difference from LM2 is we actually have hallways and balconies and closets. That's from the randomly generated system. It's nice. It feels a little bit more like a hotel. Wow, we've got lots of space.
Now we got it. I think we got this. Which are we on this way?
Stop using your Shadowken uppercut.
I'm gonna have to plunger you for that.
Accidentally. I mean.
Is there anywhere else that we haven't been? I think we've already got that one.
Oh,
Oh, we did
Nice.
it.
oh,
Cleared all
very well
those.
done.
Very well done. Yeah.
I feel like you two carried us. Thank you.
I actually
won
got
again.
I got the map item right off the bat, so I knew exactly which ghosts were in
super
which
lucky.
room.
We were exploring.
All right.
Were there any keys on that floor? I don't think there
Yeah.
were.
No, there were no locked doors. It's random. There's even floor events, like sometimes the lights go out, or sometimes you lose your poltergust and have to find it again. So try to keep it mixed up.
All right, let's go on to the next floor.
Yeah.
And see what our objective is. There's different objectives on every floor, so that adds to the variety.
Yeah, we hope you have a different playthrough every time. And
Yeah.
playing with different people will also make it a little different.
Yep.
All right.
So I do know that Scare Scraper mode was also in Dark Moon. Were there any challenges or victories as you were developing Scare Scraper mode for Luigi's Mansion 3?
Yeah, as we mentioned, the variety was a big pillar for us, and we
I
moved
agree.
to a procedurally generated system. On we found a balcony here. On LM2, we kind of just randomly delete things from an existing map, and this time we're creating it from scratch. And one of the big challenges is to make that
So you gay.
algorithm feel
banana peel.
like a designer has built it. And we spent a lot of time and even created tools where the designers could build maps quickly and then thumbs up or thumbs down the layouts. And the system would kind of ignore the ones that they didn't have fun. This objective is Toad. I found one here. I'll call out on the map. So we have to get Toads back to the portal, and there should be 4 of them on the floor. And they're even more afraid of the ghosts than Luigi, so we have to clear those out before we can escort them back.
Oops, sorry. All right. So
Should we
what
go
are
look,
the
should we go look for Toads, Teresa?
Yeah, strategy's a little bit different for this floor. It's not so important to clear rooms of ghosts. You need to track down where toads are
I left
and make
behind.
better use of our time.
Hey, there's everybody.
Oh.
We're in the hallway now. Okay, let's
Oh,
find
you did.
somewhere else to go. Did anybody find a Toad?
Yeah.
That's
Someone
it.
has one.
On this floor, I feel comfortable splitting up so we can try to cover more ground.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take
That's a good
this guy back at the moment.
Yep, I'm gonna go look for Toads because I want to help.
Oh, actually, I got the map item
I found one.
again.
Nice.
I
So
found one.
there's
Look,
Dan, you're the green Luigi, correct?
I'm green. Yep.
Okay. He's in the northwestern
There's a big red one.
room right now.
I think I got him. Though.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
He's
I think
still
I just got the map item now too. I see a key and some Toads in the center rooms.
Go.
I can bring up my
Go,
map
Luigi.
with the D-pad here.
Oh, we got him.
Okay. I found red toad, and
Come on,
looks
little
like I
buddy.
also have to find a key.
All right, I got the yellow toad. I'm bringing him back.
We're still good on time here. Hey. So we're looking for a key in here, Roxanne.
Here, isn't it?
Alrighty.
Wait,
Did you already turn all the drawers?
No, and I haven't found all
Oh,
the
no.
hidden objects.
I'm trapped behind a door, and yellow toad's
on.
scared. He's running down the
Oh, you
hall.
did?
Oh
Got it.
no.
Okay.
Oh, I will come help.
So now we have to look for the locked door on the map. But we haven't
It's in the north center. Yeah.
Okay. Roxanne, you go there while I
Teresa's there. She's gonna help me.
take this toad back to the portals.
Gotcha.
You saw the TV portals in yesterday's studio run through with Tanabe-san and Ikebaba-san.
Come on, Toad. Let's go. Oh, he likes you now.
Oh, okay. I guess we're going this way.
He likes whoever's closest.
Yeah.
Whoever's going to get him to safety.
All right. Good job.
Okay. Send him back to EGAD.
I have to watch out for those traps.
So now we need one more. The green
Yeah, the
toad.
green toad.
Right,
Let's
so-
see on the... Oh, he's in the center
It's
map.
in the center, and the only way to access this room is from actually
Not the ghost in there.
It looks like from the south.
Oh,
right
okay.
from the south.
Okay,
So
follow me, Blue.
Coming
everyone
with
follow Bryce's lead.
I guess Bluigi. That could be a good name.
Luigi.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I ran
I
into
just
you.
ran into you.
All right, I'm gonna.
So right now we're
There we go.
showing 4-player co-op, but there's also the ability to do up to 8 players. So with 4 players, we're each able to also summon a Guigi, which we haven't shown yet, but it is really cool. But if you have 8 players, the additional characters will be controlling a Guigi.
Right. So it would be 4 Luigi and 4 Guigi.
Yeah. Okay, found a big room here. We have to clear the ghosts out of the way of Toad's path back to the portal, or else he's just gonna freak out.
Stuck in the road.
Roxanne's just moved ahead to get all the points here, haven't you? Here we go. Okay,
Finders keepers.
we got 50 seconds.
Still low.
Let's start searching for some time. Okay, Roxanne, you take him back to the portal, and we'll look for clocks. There's usually clocks in treasure chests or balconies, and they help you add a little bit of time in case you're running short.
Alright, I'm running as fast as I can, but I think I might cut it really close.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna try and take the portal and catch up.
I'm stuck in a rug.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't think we can save you. We only have
That's all
20
right.
seconds.
No, get the toad.
Abandoned
That's
man.
our priority.
Get
We're
the
going
toad
to the
to
next
safety.
floor by ourselves.
I'm in the
There we
room.
go.
Get in
There we
there.
go. Whew. Good work,
Nicely
everybody.
done.
Got a little sweaty there.
Finally, my
That's
message
very
comes
clutch.
through. The internet in this hotel is very slow.
Hey, Bryce overtook me in points.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know, 80 points. It's a close match.
Well, I mean, the pros here. He's
Oh,
gotta.
yeah.
He's gotta show us up.
I didn't know. I thought we were cooperating, not competing.
Healthy competition.
All right, let's see if we can get to get through another floor.
I'm curious to see what this next objective is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's about 8 or 9 objectives total, and there's somebody special waiting at the top of the hotel if we get there, but it takes a little bit of time.
This sounds both exciting and menacing.
It is.
Collect the money. Now this I
Collect
can get
the
behind.
money? Oh my gosh.
Okay, so this one, the strategy is probably best for us to pretty much divide. And oh, look at that! I got the map this time.
Yeah, split up and then try to look for the gold ghosts. They're the ones that kind of have the most money. Also, unhaunting furniture.
bring
There's
that
usually
copy.
better treasure and things that are missing. As you can see right now, mine, there's a little bit of a shine on this box, and I'll spawn my Guigi to help me out. And there should be some ghosts in here. There we go. The gold ghosts are just as scared as Toad.
I think this is a good objective to use first to kind of shake things up and reveal money as well. Is that right?
Yeah, you've got a parcel on yours over there, so you have to open that up.
We're gonna get Luigi
Look
to help.
for the pearls. We've added them back from LM1. They're worth the most amount of money.
Oh.
So bills, coins, bars, and now pearls are back.
So Bryce, because this supports 8 players, were there any specific challenges about incorporating that into this mode?
Yeah, Luigi's one of the pillars of the franchise is showing how expressive Luigi is, and we didn't want to use a simple model or change anything from the single-player game. So we spent a lot of time trying to get that traditional keyframe animation and all the beautiful blends on the facial morphs and additive blenders and such coming through in multiplayer. And 8 players network is difficult. Running at 30 frames, as you're seeing right here, it was a technical challenge, but the clever people back at NLG made it happen.
Nice.
And we're hoping the world enjoys it.
I'm definitely having a lot of fun, like working with you guys
Yeah.
here and trying to get through these 5 floors. It's a challenge in itself.
The competition's gotten a little more fierce. I noticed we're no longer helping each other.
We're all every man for himself.
Yeah,
When there's money on the line.
money at the moment. I decided to play some pool for a little while. Throw these balls into the pockets.
Oh gosh.
See if I can. Oh, sank the 8 ball.
Wow.
Okay, we're about halfway there. We might be getting too cocky. Every once in a while, the game gets quite difficult. Scarescraper is more challenging than story mode. If you really want to go for some punishment, you could try to beat it by yourself or with one friend on one kit. And come on, it's quite exhilarating when you finally get through to the top.
Oh, he got away.
Okay, we got about 2,000 gold left. Hey, I met some people, but he's disappointed that I collected all the gold there.
All right,
no, I
I'll
got
leave.
For some reason, the phones are ringing in the hotel.
Oh. Probably egad.
Some people are still interested in staying in this hotel, okay?
Yeah.
Well, there's money all over the place.
Maybe that's why they're coming.
The balconies are a good place for money, and you can find things in the weirdest objects like these planters. Oh, I found a clock. That's going to be helpful. The balconies, the floors are a little bit more cohesive than the ones in the single-player mode, so you can kind of guess where the rooms are going to be. If you see empty spaces or you reach a balcony, you know there's nothing else further in that direction.
Awesome. I already got that even.
500 left. We're flying here. So I got one of the upgrades now. My backpack's shiny. It's the super suction. So I'll deal more damage to ghosts. Not really helpful on this floor, but that's how the randomness works sometimes. There's also a super strobe that can strobe all the ghosts in one room. And finally, there's a trap detector helmet, which we invented after Tanabe-san was getting stuck quite a few too many times. So if you get a siren on your head, that helps you detect where the traps are.
I could probably use that too.
It's helpful. It's helpful. Okay, we only need 400. Let's try to find some unexplored rooms here.
That door looks suspicious, so.
200. Who's gonna win? Oh, I found a ghost in the bathroom here.
Oh.
Searching the toilets is often fun too, or the bathtub. Oh, we did it.
Nicely done.
You overshot it by a few
With time to spare.
Yeah, I know.
I was doing good.
Ice is leaving us in the dust.
We're gonna get past this.
Yeah. The gold ghosts were really the trick there.
Well, I think that we're running out of time, so unfortunately we can't climb up any further to this hotel, but that was a ton of fun, and I cannot wait for this game to come out. This will be a
Yeah,
blast.
that was a blast. Thanks for letting me show this off to the world, guys.
Any
Yeah,
other
thanks so
final
much,
tips?
Bryce, for coming by. Do you have any last words that you want to share with the folks at home?
Yeah, we're hoping to finish the game up and satisfy the fans' needs. We actually listened to the feedback on the forums and in the reviews for LM2, and we've changed the design of the story mode, brought back some elements from LM1, and I think everybody's going to be pretty happy, especially with the return of the portrait or character ghosts. There's a couple dozen of them to explore in the game. So we hope you have fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. Guys, stay tuned. We have a lot more content to show for you. Next up is Trials of Mana. Don't go away.
welcome back to day 2 of Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 2019. I'm Sam, I'm here with Katie, and special guests Tatsuke-san and Oyamada-san, and then Stephanie to interpret, all from Square Enix, because we're going to be taking a look at Trials of Mana. And we're going to be looking at it in actually 2 different flavors. We're going to start off looking at the version that was released in the Collection of Mana just yesterday on Nintendo eShop, and then we're going to move over to the brand new version that's fully remade in 3D for Nintendo Switch. So let's get started.
Yeah, so we are going to jump into Collection of Mana here. Let's make sure that we've got the right controller. Don't think we are plugging in correctly here.
So,
Yeah, as we
we're getting things started here, but I was wondering if Tatsuke-san or Oyamada-san had any opening comments that they wanted to deliver.
皆さんこんにちは。聖剣伝説シリーズプロデューサーをやってあります小山田です。よろしくお願いします。
Here we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Oyamada, and I am the producer of the Seiken Densetsu Mana series.
And I think that's an important point. So the Trials of Mana, that might sound like a new name for a lot of people, and that's because this game was formerly only known by its Japanese name, Seiken Densetsu 3. And it's coming in English officially for the first time, which the retro gamer in me is really happy about.
はい。1995年スーパーファミコンで発売されて以来、欧米のユーザーの方々には望まれつつもなかなか提供できなかったので、今回ようやく提供できて私も嬉しいです。
Yes, so it was a title that was released on SNES in 1995, but unfortunately we weren't able to offer it to the Western audiences until now, so we're really excited to be able to get that game to the Western audience now.
早速スーパーファミコンの時の聖剣伝説3やトライアルズ・オブ・マナの翻訳したものを遊んでいただいています。
So right now, we're playing the English localized version of Trials of Mana, the original SNES version.
これは最初3人が仲間になった時に初めて戦うフルメタルハガーというボスなんですが、この後リメイク版でも比較できると思うので、ぜひちょっと覚えておいてください。
So this is near the beginning of the game. But we're going to show you a little bit of something later, so please remember what this kind of looks like for now.
で今回コレクションオブマナに関してはマナシリーズの初期3作品となるファイナルファンタジーアドベンチャーとシークレットオブマナも一緒に入っております。
And in Collection of Mana, we have the 3 first titles of the series, and so it includes Final Fantasy Adventure, Secret of Mana, and Trials of Mana.
ぜひ昔遊んだ人もまだ遊んでない人もこれに興味持ってもいただいたらぜひこれ手取って遊んでいただければと思います。
So for those players who haven't played the Mana series before, and for those who might not have tried the series before, we really hope that you'll give this a try and see how you like it.
Or even for players who played Secret of Mana, absolutely loved it, and then we're very much hoping that we would get to see this game at some point.
いや本当に嬉しいという声いただけてすごく自分も嬉しいです。
Yeah, we're so happy when the fans tell us that they're happy to see this title finally be available. It makes us really happy too.
I'm one of them, so thank you.
今回コレクションオブマナではクイックセーブクイックロードの機能とかを実装してるんですが、それ以外にもタイトル画面にて原作の BGM を楽しめるミュージックモードっていうのも実際して搭載しております。
And this time around, when you go back to the title screen, you're able to listen to the original soundtrack. It's called the music mode, so you can enjoy that as well.
非常に原作の楽曲たちも人気が高いのでゲームの休憩の合間なんかに楽しんでいただければなと思います。
The original songs were very popular as well, so we hope that you'll enjoy them if you have any spare time or if you have any time to enjoy the music.
Oh, certainly. I'm going to be getting a lot of use out of this feature.
ありがとうございます。
Yeah, the
Thank
music
you.
is so great. It's like some of it's very serious and some's a little bit more whimsical and fun, and that's going to translate over into the fully realized new Trials of Mana.
音楽もいろいろな種類の音楽があるので新しい作品でも楽しめると思います。
So we are looking at the character select screen here. So like in the original Trials of Mana, you'll be able to pick your main character and then 2 supports.
Pac-Man.
早速
Pac, 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 pac.
So can you tell us a little bit about the characters that we're taking a look at
じゃあ
here?
じゃあ今選択したのはデュランというポルセナの剣士のキャラクターですね。剣を得意としているキャラクターで非常にバランスに優れつつ耐久力も高いキャラクターです。
So who we just chose as the main character is Duran, and he is a swordsman. He's a balanced character, and he's good at defense too. So that's him.
Right, so as you're scrolling through, you could see their different stats here, and that's going to show what their strengths and maybe some of their weaknesses are in battle.
そうですね。バトルをそれぞれのキャラクターが特徴を持っていて、何を選ぶかによって結構バトルの戦略性が変わってきます。あとはどのキャラクターを選ぶかによってお話も結構変わってきます。
Yes, so the characteristics that each of these characters have in battle are different, obviously, so it really affects the sort of strategy that you're going to use in battle, and also depending on which characters you choose, the stories end up differing as well.
今回はデュラン、リース、シャルロットの3人で冒険をしたいと思います。
So this time we're going to start our adventure with Duran, Reese, and Charlotte.
Why send another boss?
And Reese was a very popular character in Japan, I understand.
はい、日本でとてもポピュラーなキャラクターだったんですよね。
She's one of the popular character. Yeah.
So we'll be starting out in the town of Jad and playing as the main character that we selected, Duran, who is this seasoned sword warrior. Up until a recent incident kind of bruised his ego a little bit.
はい、デュランは物語の冒頭である魔術師に屈辱的な敗戦を喫してしまいます。
So Duran, at the very beginning of the story, he suffers a humiliating defeat at the hands of a wizard.
で、やっぱり自分が強くなりたいというふうに思ってそれをきっかけに冒険に出ます。
So he decides that he wants to get stronger, and so that sort of motivates him to set forth on this journey.
じゃあ、ちょっと外に出て戦闘をお見せします。
So we'll head out and show you a little bit of the battles. The game looks so great, fully realized in 3D now. It's so colorful and bright. It's to me, you know, I had played Secret of Mana back in the early 90s. It's so nostalgic, even though I've never played this before.
Even more so when we get into the field here.
Some rabbits,
Yeah, we got some
forests,
rabbits.
mushrooms.
Yeah, it's really stunning looking.
本当に美しいですね。
So as you traverse the map here, that star up there is indicating what our goal is, letting us know we need to go to Cascade Cavern. Some combat on the way though, the action RPG essence that is the Mana series.
その通りね、アクション基本的にはアクションで弱攻撃だったり強攻撃だったり回避をうまく使って冒険を進めていきます。
So yes, it is an action game, and you're able to use weak attacks, strong attacks, and evasion to battle and move through the story.
で、こういうなんか飛んでる敵に対してはジャンプ攻撃などを行って、倒していきます。
And when we have flying enemies, like you just saw, we're able to jump and attack.
Yay, my tree
You get
actually
different
worked.
bonuses depending on
Right.
how you approach the combat.
Yeah, that's right. で、他にもボタンを組み合わせることによってノックダウンする攻撃だったりとか、あとは、範囲攻撃だったりとかができます。
And depending on what combination of buttons you use, you're able to do attacks that knock back enemies or area attacks.
And with that, there's also you can strengthen your attacks as well, which sometimes you need to penetrate defenses with a stronger attack.
Gamer and watch.
でこれが必殺技だったりします。
So that is his strong special attack.
Because the mush booms deserve no mercy.
They're kind of cute. It's
It's deceiving.
yeah, it's almost it almost looks like it's mean to attack them.
そうですね。聖剣は結構可愛いマナシリーズは可愛いキャラクターが多いので、はい。
Yeah, the Mana series does have a lot of cute visuals and characters.
Right.
And even down to the items, you just use the ring command system.
そうですね。ちょうどリングコマンドがあってシークレットマナとかでも同じだと思うんですけれども。
Yeah, you did just see the ring command, which you may be familiar with from Secret of Mana.
I like that you heal with candy and chocolate. That's also how I heal in real life. So
弾かれてしまったので、ちょっと村人に情報を聞きに行きます。
So just now, Duran tried to go into that cavern, but unfortunately he was repelled from entering it. So he's going to go back to the town and see if he can get some information from the residents of the village.
One of the things that I'm loving about this new version of Trials of Mana is that it's very reminiscent of the original game, even though it's fully rebuilt and brand new in 3D.
個人的にはオリジナル版の懐かしさをすごく体験できると思っていて、全くリメイクされているのに懐かしさもキープされているという点がいいと思います。
この辺も意識して作っています。
Yeah, we did really keep that in mind when we were making this title.
でちょっと今村人から情報を得ます。
So we're getting some information here from this townsperson.
So some city of Wendell has closed our path forward.
There are all kinds of different characters and townsfolk that we could chat with here, but unfortunately for Treehouse Live, we've got to kind of keep things moving.
Yeah, no schmoozing right now.
Right.
で今村人から夜なんか怪しい光が出るというふうに情報を聞いたので、宿屋に泊まって夜にします。
So just now, we heard a rumor from the townsperson saying that there's some sort of strange light at night, and so we're going to go to the inn and stay there until nighttime and see if we can find out what that's about.
And the Mana series, well, specifically, Trials of Mana has a day to night system as well.
マナシリーズはデータナイトシステムがあると思うんですけれども。
データナイトシステムという
Oh, just as far as going from day to night. So now we're at nighttime now. Yeah.
そうですね。夜になるとまたちょっと出てくるモンスターも変わったりとか、町人が言っていることが変わったりとかします。
Yes, so depending on whether it's day or night, the sort of monsters that you might encounter or the types of people in the village you encounter are going to be different.
So Duran just got woken up by that light that we were hearing about earlier.
デュランが今光で目が覚めてしまったようです。
So what do you do when you wake up in the middle of the night? You go and chase after
Right.
the light.
そういう
You
時
need
は
answers.
光を絶対に追うべきですよね。
Through the dark forest.
Yes.
Seems like a reasonable thing to do. Yeah.
真夜中に暗い森の中を。
我々も時差ボケなんでよく今結構朝起きてます。
Yes, we too are very jet lagged right now, so we're awake at very early hours.
Alright, so we're engaging a little bit more
Yeah.
combat here on the way to our objective.
Gotta stop to fight some rabbis on the way.
Yes.
で、戦闘は他にもいろいろありまして、例えばなんか溜めて攻撃するとかでちょっと防御力の高い敵を倒したりとかそういうこともできます。
So we're able to charge up an attack and kind of get the enemies with higher defense that way.
I love the bonuses that appear on screen because it gives you maybe an alternate objective. Even if you're fighting easier enemies, you can try and do it very quickly and get a little bit more of a bonus that way.
ボーナスのシステムがすごくいいと思っていて、なるべく早く倒してそのボーナスを手に入れたいっていうそんな目的も出てくるので楽しいと思います。
A little bit more incentive to be strategic.
Yeah.
戦略的に戦うモチベーションになりますね。
So we're encountering a new character.
フェアリーといってナビゲーションキャラクターになります。
So this is the fairy, and she is a navigation character.
で今はちょっと詳細はわからないんですけども、とりあえずさっき洞窟に入れなかったのを、結界を解いてくれるというので、一緒についていきます。
And we don't know the details just yet, but she says that she's going to get rid of that barrier on that cavern from earlier, and so we're gonna kind of follow her.
でちなみに今ボイスは入ってないと思うんですけれども、最終的には、英語と日本語でボイスが入る予定です。
And right now, there's no voiceover, of course, but ultimately we are going to have both English and Japanese voiceovers.
Oh, that's great.
でテキストについては他にもフランス語だったりドイツ語だったりスペイン語とかにも対応する予定です。
And as far as the text goes, that'll be available in French, German, and Spanish as well.
Oh, excellent. So if you weren't paying attention to what we were just seeing in the story there, they just heard a sound back towards the town. So I think they're going to go investigate and see what's going on over there.
街の方で音がしたので、またその音の真相を探りに村に帰るところですね。
And our fairy friend has taken residency in Duran's
Yeah,
head.
kind of startled him a little bit, I think.
So heading back here, using you can run, I think, if you press down on the control stick.
そうですね。ボタンをスティックをそうですね、押すとダッシュができます。
Yes, you can dash, you can run by pushing down on the control stick.
And there are a lot of hidden elements in this area that you could explore. There are treasure chests, there are items that you can find.
その通りで、結構宝箱とかがあちこちに隠れているので、ちょっと寄り道しながら行くといいかもしれません。
Yes, there are treasure chests and whatnot hidden away in certain areas. So if you kind of take the long way sometimes and see if those are available, that's another fun part.
Right.
Makes the world more lively and interactive. So I always appreciate features like that.
We also saw him escape from battle just there.
逃げた。
We had to get back to town because we reached an awful scene here. The town's been destroyed.
なんかビーストマンというビーストメンたちが、破壊してしまったようなので、ちょっと今はどうすることもできないんですけれども先に進みます。
Yeah, so it looks like the Beastmen have destroyed this town. Unfortunately, we don't know why just yet, but we'll see.
It's part of the story as it develops, and we try not to spoil too much because for many people in North America, this is probably the first time they'll be playing this, or on the Trials of Mana, also on the Collection of Mana.
欧米ではこの作品を初めてプレイする人が多い。あまりネタバレは避けましょう。
Alright, so we're going to head back to Wendell here. Hopefully we can get through the cave this time.
でちょっと2人目のキャラクターであるリースとの出会いです。
So this is where we meet Reese, who is our second companion.
でリースはロラントという国の王女様でして、ロラントという国は冒頭盗賊団によって滅ぼされてしまうんですけれども、その国を再興するために、今デュランと同じ目的であるウェンデルに今向かっているところです。
So Reese is the princess of a kingdom called Lorand. However, that kingdom has been destroyed by a group of thieves, and so she's trying to kind of restore her kingdom. And in order to do so, she's headed to the city of Wendell, which is also where Duran is headed.
So it's an interesting way to make the storylines converge is these two characters have the same different objectives,
Yeah.
same place.
他の6人のキャラクターも結構ウェンデルでに向かっていることが多いです。はい。
Yeah, and for the other six, out of the other six characters, the others are many of them are headed towards Wendell as well.
でちょっとこれはデモ版なので3人目の選択したシャルロットも、実はこの時点で今仲間にします。
So since this is the demo version, Charlotte is going to jump in and join our party right now as well.
シャルロットももともと我々が目指しているウェンデルの、少女で今ウェンデルに戻ろうとしているところです。
So Charlotte is actually from Wendell, and she's trying to get back to that city.
シャルロットは大切な人を悪者にさらわれてしまって、それを何とかしようとしています。
For Charlotte, a very important person to her, someone who's very important to her, was abducted by some evildoers, and so she's trying to get back there.
So all of these characters have their own objectives that you're going to get to learn more about as you progress through the story.
で、ちょっとこれもデモ版なのでショートカットをして今から、ボスをお見せしたいと思います。
So since this is a demo version, again, we're going to use a little shortcut and jump right into the boss battle.
But ordinarily, there would be much more to do here in the Cascade Cavern.
Yeah, that's right.
We saw some of the cute enemies, though. That bat was pretty adorable, also.
And onto the not so adorable.
Yeah.
We may recognize this guy from earlier.
So, yeah, that's
Full Metal Hugger.
We have seen.
This is so cool to see now in 3D.
Yeah.
The different type of battle system.
And we didn't talk about it earlier, but the eyes of this character are his weak point.
そうですね。ただ目から、結構ビームとかを撃ってくるので、ちょっとそれを注意しながら戦わないといけません。
This enemy shoots beams from its eyes, and so we need to be very cautious about that as we engage in battle with it.
でキャラクターは今リースを操ってますけど、こうやってチェンジすることができます。
And right now we're using Charlotte at the moment, but we're able to switch back and forth through the characters as you like.
That's awesome. And then they can all use the ring command. They've all got their different weapons. Charlotte's got some, I believe she's got a nunchuck.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and some of them are better at magical abilities than others, so you can switch to them to maybe heal your party or do other sorts of things.
Yes.
Looks like you're making really quick work of the boss here.
They had a tutorial at the top of the segment.
Nice work. This is looking fantastic. Thank you so much for bringing the game and letting us take a look at it. I think we're running a little bit low on time, but did you have any closing comments that you wanted to share with our viewers before we head out?
Then I'll try English.
Okay.
For people who have played Mana Freeze and for people who have not played Mana Freeze before, we are making the game something that everyone can enjoy. So the development team are working hard. So please look forward to playing it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I very much am looking forward to playing it. Thank you to Katie, to Tatsuki-san, Oyamada-san, and Stephanie also. And coming up next on Nintendo Treehouse Live, we've got some more Super Mario Maker, so stay tuned.
If I had K. Rool, I would find him, but I don't have him in Adventure Mode. Roy! like noise. Like Lucio Smash is like ah! And this is the power. Wait a minute. Get the hoodie back. Get the hoodie back. Hoodie Mac. The hoodie Mac. He the homie. No, I'm the homie. I'm the homie. I want you to listen to me. Yes, I told you I'm the homie. You're not. I need to see what. I'm doing good, boy. I don't know what this fight about. The fight between. I'm doing good show writing. How about you, brother? Get the Mario, swing your arms.
everybody, welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. I'm Sam, joined by my colleagues Morgan and Teresa, and we're going to dive back into Super Mario Maker 2. This time we're actually going to go under the hood with one of the levels that was created for the Invitational that happened a few days ago. And we're taking a look at the course here in play mode, but where do you want to get us started, Morgan?
Yeah, so this is the course that if you guys watched the Super Mario Maker Invitational, if you didn't check it out, we've got that up on our Nintendo YouTube. But this is the course that we played in the first round. So all the contestants played it. And this course was, all the courses for the Invitational created by folks in the Treehouse, which I'm lucky to be a member of. And I was one of those folks, but actually a gentleman named Ethan Dill created this course, but I helped play test it quite a bit. So I feel like I have the authority to talk about it behind the scenes. So I'm just playing through the start. The start's pretty simple. We've got a couple question mark blocks. We've got a super mushroom there. We've got a
Very large fish.
classic fish in a box gag there. Give me that super mushroom. And then a slope. We had to have a slope right out of the gate. And then an exclamation mark block, which you can see that there's no way to hit it from underneath, so I need to ground pound it. And right there, that's how I would get out of this area. But like I said, we're not here to play through this course necessarily. We're going to get under the hood. So let's hop into Maker mode. And one thing right off the bat, I'm going to tap the right thumbstick here, and I can actually zoom out into this view mode, which is really cool for sort of when you're making and hopping between making and playing, getting sort of a bird's eye view of a course. So really simple course right here at the start. Like I said, not a whole lot going on. So let's zoom back in here. I'm going to hop into this. Just going to show off this fish in the box. Grab that out. Obviously, like in Mario Maker, to put an enemy in a you can just slide it into the question mark block. But whereas you would change an enemy status by shaking it in Mario Maker, and this time you actually just tap and hold, and that will give me all of my options there. So you can see that one already has a mushroom on there. I'm going to go ahead and add wings to it. Why not a parachute also? Get back in there.
And these context-specific menus are something that you'll get when you place enemies, other course parts. It's really handy if you don't quite remember off the top of your head what options you have for a particular part. Instead of having to use a little bit of trial and error, you just tap and hold, see that menu, and all of your options are going to be laid out right there.
I'm going to change that to a Firefly for reasons that will become clear in a moment. So we actually also had some Twitter polls about this course. Maybe you guys saw that, maybe you did not. We had people vote on what we're going to add to this course, because one of the things about this course is that we didn't make it super hard because we wanted the players to get through it pretty quickly without dying too much. So before I add the clear pipes, though, I'm going to show off really quickly how this exclamation mark block works. So let me just put a pipe there so I can stand on it. So if I were underneath it, it would dole out one at a time. And again, if I'm on top, it would dole out all at once. And you can see when I'm in Maker mode that I'm able to control what exactly doles out. So I could, instead of what we're seeing there, I could make it a cool kind of a staircase.
And what's interesting with this course part, on top of the fact that you can make yourself some really interesting platforms for Mario to jump along, you can actually do some interesting things with those blocks as they extend, pushing something else in the environment to a different location, possibly even blocking your way if you're not careful. So there's a lot of creativity as far as how you block that object.
I'm actually going to take this thing all the way to the top.
Oh my gosh.
Which, maybe not all the way, but it just feels really good.
My
Check
bomb?
this out.
Explode. Okay, get the bomb.
And I'm going to actually need to get out of this course, so let's move that pipe that I need
Grab my bomb.
to right there. That should work. I'm a sucker for aesthetics, so I have to fill this in even though it's not critical. And I'm going to use a lot of ground blocks, so you can see on the top of my, all of my course elements and parts at the top, that's sort of filling in on what I've used most recently, but I can tap and hold, and that pins that to my toolbar. So I will now have ground blocks whenever I need them. Fill that in, make that look nice.
That's incredibly handy, especially if you're trying to get to something really quickly and you're reusing that item.
So I'm going to go ahead and again, I'm tapping minus to hop between make and play. If you're familiar with Mario Maker, you know that, but if not, very important. So let's just make sure that that works. Yep, that'll work.
It's good.
All right. And now it's time to add what the winner of our Twitter poll was. We had 3 options for this one.
So poll 1.
Yeah, poll 1. I had the option of adding Boom Boom, Clear Pipe, or Bully. I did not expect Clear Pipe to win, but it did. So let's add some Clear Pipes. You can see I'm hopping into my, I tapped this,
Little magnifying glass
magnifying glass, and that gives me these different menus. I can sort of hop right and left between, I've got items, enemies, I've got gizmos, and you can see Actually, something I really like is that someone who works in localization, we actually can see the names of all the parts as you're selecting them. Like, if you're not quite sure what to call it, it'll just tell you right there.
Yeah, I love the style system. It's so user friendly and accessible, and you visually see what you're selecting.
There's that clear pipe I'd like right there. So, I had this idea. I was actually talking to Ethan back in the treehouse this morning about what to do with clear pipes because, again, I didn't necessarily expect it to win. And what I'm going to do is actually, so check this out. So I've got this clear pipe sort of surrounding the exclamation part block. I'm going to get rid of these Goombas for now because I don't need those guys around. And I'm going to take a Spiny and set him on top of that block that I need to get to. Let's see what happens now if I go into play mode. So now this Spiny
That's a
is
little
like,
dangerous.
It's his own personal roller coaster.
yeah, so now to hit that block, I actually need to, oh, yeah.
Nice work.
But why have just a regular sized Spiny when you could have a, let me tap that guy, I can make him a big guy.
But why?
I think that'll still work. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
That poor little guy's kind of getting a little dizzy in there.
Yep. But actually, let's actually wipe out this clear pipe. I promise there's a reason I'm doing this. Actually, let me pin that clear pipe too so I have it. So let's actually add two.
Well, it's interesting that we showed off during our first segment with Super Mario Maker 2 as well, on top of being able to use these clear pipes to get yourself around, get enemies around. You can actually toss fireballs in there as well, so it really is worth experimenting with this course part. There's some really interesting things you can do as far as getting a whole bunch of stuff moving in a course at one time.
I'm actually going to go back to my original plan because I actually liked how that felt. And yeah, I want to show off that that fireball you just mentioned. So what I'm going to do now, so actually this looks like it's totally playable. I've already tested that going up to the pipe. Let me just zoom out. We can see another section of the course. Don't mind that. I think it's actually playable right now. So I'm going to actually tap, not tap minus, but I'm going to press and hold minus. And that'll allow me to play the course from the start as if it were brand new. Which is important for getting the timing right of everything sort of loading into the course properly. So let's go ahead and grab that fireball we mentioned. Slide down. And now I can work on that timing if I want, or I think I can just go like this.
That looks pretty cool.
I thought they might take him out, but I think they actually have to be in this. I think to take him out, they might have to hit at the same time. So, you know what? Let's get out of here. This is already too crazy. Maybe I didn't need these fireballs after all, but it works.
Iteration is what Super Mario Maker is all about.
Yeah.
So you trial and error, you see how things work. And that was actually a big part of the development process of the invitational courses. Folks in Treehouse working on them, adjusting them, but then you always need fresh eyes to try them out and see, okay, how's this working as far as difficulty
We
curve?
tested these courses so many times. So right away, you drop into the second part of the course, and this is kind of where the Invitational really got exciting because the players would pop out of this and they'd have an immediate left or right choice. And if they were paying attention to that first exclamation mark block, the reason that we made you ground pound it so you couldn't hit it from the bottom is that so if you're paying attention, you would immediately start doing this to advance more quickly. But if you were just to tap the bottom, it suddenly becomes a lot trickier. And although Abdallah won in Mario Maker Invitational, the Dragon Feeny actually had the fastest time on the first course. And I went back and looked at the replay of her run, and the reason that she made up I think she beat him by about 30 seconds is on this section, she immediately started ground pounding. She didn't miss a beat, remembering that you can ground pound to get up this section more quickly.
That's right. I remember those.
And not that he didn't do that as well, but she just really took straight to it. And the players that didn't complete this section, Yellow Killer Bee and the Completionist, they actually didn't quite get up this section as quickly as you can see.
I did find it really interesting that everybody took the right-hand path. You gave them a choose-your-own-adventure situation. I don't think anybody
So right there,
went left first.
that's how I would have gotten to the pipe. I'm intentionally falling, I swear, so I can show the other side. The other side is a little trickier. It actually is deceivingly easy at first. But once you get up here, you can see that we've got these blinking blocks. And those blinking blocks don't require any kind of, I can't even show them. I said it was easy to get to them, but I couldn't even get to them. So these blinking blocks are just sort of blinking in and out of the course on a regular timer. You can hear the sound cue, and then you've got to do it quick enough to do.
Yeah, this was definitely a challenging area for the Invitational.
Sideways, and those actually can kill you. I think some people watching the stream, nobody died on those, and they were like, will they hurt you? They will if they pin you right against the wall.
Yeah.
So, this is actually a pretty challenging course, so I'm sort of thinking, how can we make this course more accessible to people who maybe we actually saw some of our competitors really couldn't get up this very easily. So I want to show how quickly or how simple change you can make, and change the mechanics only by changing a course theme. So for this is in the sub area of the course. I'm going to change it to forest.
And of course, vertical sub areas being something else that's new to Super Mario Maker 2, it is really interesting the way you can build up these courses when you have so much more verticality to play with.
Yeah, and you can even see that it says, it just told me there, if you switch to forest, you can add water, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. So over here to the left, I've got this water level, and at the bottom, I can start both the start of the water, and then the high, that dotted one is sort of the high water mark. I'm going to take that all the way to the top, not up into the next area, just to this area. And I've also got this arrow, so I can tap it. If I tap that, the water will go to that point and then all the way back down. I just want it to fill the room completely. And if I tap and hold, I can change the speed at which that water will fill. I'm going to go and see how double speed works. And what this is going to do is, once I come into this room, I can obviously start, if I'm sort of going for speed, I could start. Oh, I'm already behind. I'm already behind. So what's nice is it can actually fill the room. So a better player might be able to sort of stay ahead of the water. There we go. Now I can get a little lead on the water. Oh no, I'm still too slow. But this is allowing a player that couldn't handle these jumps to much more slowly, but quite easily beat the course, but not nearly as quickly as somebody who had those more advanced platforming skills. And that's just a really neat way that you can sort of use these new... No.
Back to swimming.
No. And I just love that because, you know, if we'd had this water in this for the Invitational, like, it would have probably been too easy, but certainly no one would have gotten bogged down right there.
It definitely makes it possible for you to make something where if somebody wants to have a sort of time challenge and have a race, they could get through that much faster, but nobody's going to be left behind entirely.
Yeah. This is the Koopa Troopa car section, which I'm just going to... The car is so crazy. People are going to have so much fun making courses for this. We had to playtest this thing so much to make it so the player had to use the car. We didn't want them to be able to cheat by jumping out of the car. And I'm just going to rip right through it. But one thing I did want to show off... So I'm going to hop right back over to it. The car actually can brake, so... I made that look easy because I've played it several times. But if you don't quite understand how the car works, you could stay right here. Oh, so right there, those spikes would actually take me out. If I had lost my car at some point...
So if you had bumped it into, say, like the ground environment.
Yeah, so we have a reset door here, so if you had lost your car here, you could hop back in.
That's actually one place where the trampolines are really useful. If you want to build a course and have surfaces the car's not going to get damaged on, it'll bounce safely off trampolines.
Yeah, and so this car, let me find a wall I can crash into. We took out most of the walls, actually, so that you can't break the car, because we didn't want the players to get bogged down. But if I go to the end here...
There we go. You can see a little bit of the car coming off each time you hit it.
Show off those 3 hit points. And now the P-switch that was triggered way over to the right, you actually can't quite get through this without the car, which was by design. Because we wanted the car to... Yeah, we could try. I mean, somebody probably could, but we wanted you to sort of need the car. All right, so let's hop through this, since I already did that once. All right, and I didn't have the car in this moment, but the car cannot go into pipes. You could take the car into that warp block we just came out of, but I'm going to go ahead and head in this pipe, which I could not have taken the car through, even if I'd wanted to.
On the subject of the car, though, I do love that the Koopa Troopa isn't even wearing his shell. He's just chilling out like weekend-style Koopa Troopa, and you're like, dude, I need your car.
It's true. It's so true. Okay, so this is the next section. This section's really simple. I actually love the forest theme, what it made this section look like. That tree just looks really neat.
The background's beautiful, too.
And the only way to advance in this section is to climb up here, grab the Super Bell, and turn into Cat Mario. And now that I'm Cat Mario, I can, add a whole other new gameplay style mechanic, which is climbing walls. So I could quickly climb out of here. But this section was so sort of basic that we, again, had a Twitter poll asking how could we make this more exciting. We had 3 options for this one. If you guys voted, you saw that we could have Hop Chops, Piranha Creeper, or Bonsai Bill. And Piranha Creeper won, which is exciting for me because it fits the aesthetic of this forest theme so well. So Piranha Creepers, similar to the exclamation mark blocks, you kind of control, you as the creator, control like how they how they dole out. So I'm gonna put this guy over here, have him kind of come over, peek at me just as I come out of the pipe. I'm gonna actually do the same thing over here. A little bit different on that one. Oops, I didn't quite attach him. There we go. So let's go back in the pipe, because I want to see how these look when I actually load in the way you would. So suddenly this area is a lot more dangerous. I kind of like that they actually kind of guide me. I'm like, this tree feels safe. Let's go up there. And then from here I could actually, I think if I time it right, I can probably jump over him and then up the wall. Oh, I didn't quite make it.
That's tight.
Or I could just take him out. You can kill these things too. But if I tap and hold, you can also do blue piranha creepers. What those do is extend out to where you made them end and just kind of hang out.
And I think the sound, it's almost like they're sleeping.
Yeah.
You hear a little snoring sound?
Let's change those back to purple. It's a little bit more exciting, I think. I'm gonna make this one not so difficult. Since one thing I was doing, I should be able to now climb up, grab the cat suit, wait for him to go down, climb up, ooh, get past there.
Nice.
This next section, I'm not gonna edit this section, I'm just gonna get past it. Really cool mechanic here though, you have to wait for the snake block to fill over, to cover, oh no!
This was the part that also got the players at the Invitational too. It was a little bit challenging to traverse both sides.
If I jump to the left, I'll hit those springs, but if I wait for the snake block, I can really messing this
I think
up.
it was interesting since the purpose of this was a speedrun competition. You gave them two options, the blue and the green snake block. So the green one is going to move a little bit more slowly, going to give you a bit more time to land those jumps. But if you really want to go for a faster time and you want to take the extra risk, if you go with the blue side, it's going to go faster for you.
Yep. Exactly. Oh no, why would I do that? Why would I do that?
No.
I'm stubbornly going to actually do it instead of cheating. Wait for it, cover those up and over and up and over. Okay. I'm cheating. I'm sorry, Ethan.
Just for the sake of time, we're gonna allow
Go
more.
back and watch the invitation. We'll see how the players made it through that. Because we have a really important thing to do in this last section. So last section has these two jumps, kind of challenging jumps, up to the big finish. Hit that on-off switch actually changes the trajectory of those. And where that would take me is, I'd go into that exclamation mark block, it would drop me at the goal pole, and I'm done. But that's a very simple ending, and we wanted to have a boss battle.
Yeah, you have a lot of open air to play with down there as well. It seems like it'd be worthwhile to take some advantage of that.
So as quick as I can, I'm going to just get out of the way there. I'm actually going to use this warp block.
And this is where we get into our final poll result.
Yep. I'm going to do some, I love it because I can do this zoomed out mode, and I can do some hardcore sort of bird's eye view editing. I can't add new parts when I'm in this zoomed out mode, but I can grab blocks like this and then copy those to help fill these big swaths of... Okay, I've got that's there. I've got a nice big open space. Zoom back in so I can actually change parts. We're gonna tap these guys in and out. Quickly give me some ground here. Make it look nice and pretty. Alright, so I want you to actually have to defeat our boss. So, first of all, who are we gonna add? We have three choices.
So our Twitter poll result, I believe, we want a big Meowser.
So
maybe winged as well.
Here's Meowser. Here is big Meowser.
Nice.
Here is big flying Meowser. And I actually want you to have to defeat him. So I'm going to change this to a key warp block. And
course, we're going to need a key to activate that, so let's grab that. Drop it in, attach it to Meowser. And if I'm going to defeat Meowser, I'm going to need some help, so I'm going to give myself a pipe with some, to make sure I have a persistent supply of fire flowers, and I would love to see more of that Koopa Troopa card. So let's give Big Meowser a few buddies. I might be putting those for my own benefit, not Bowser. We'll see. Let's see how this works.
Oh, they're sleeping.
They're sleeping. Wake up,
Not
dude.
anymore.
Wake up. Give me one of those cards.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So Meowser, when he's got wings, has some really interesting attack patterns as well. So we might see him go through a few of those here.
Crashing one car into another.
There he goes.
Not today.
I need another car.
Oh. Is he gonna do his ability?
There we
There
go.
it is.
No, I got a car, sucker. I need another firefighter. Where is it? Yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
He's a little burly.
I will
Yeah,
drive.
he is.
Oh no.
Oh, no,
Firefire.
Come back! Oh no!
No.
Oh my gosh! I was about to say, Morgan, you're running out of cars, but
I know.
you just ran out of lives.
I think we have time for one more try, though.
One more try. They're gonna cut me off the stream, and I'm just gonna be playing this on the stage persistently for the next hour and ruin the whole stream.
Oh! It's absolute
Oh, dang,
madness
that's
and
mega
chaos.
Oh,
Get him!
what's up now?
Nice.
Find me out there.
Oh,
All right, I'm gonna be smart. Get my. Oh.
Oh, he's following. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna jump out of my car. Back in my car.
Oh
no, back in my
he
car.
also has fireballs.
My car has no wheel in the front. This is...
it's still good. You got 3 wheels. You can make this work with 3 wheels.
Oh my gosh.
Everything's fine.
Oh my gosh, Morgan.
Everything's fine.
Just everything's on fire, but it's fine.
There you go. Can't believe in you. You can do this with fireballs.
But this is actually without the car. It's actually giving me a chance to show off. This is what's cool about the 3D World style is it's 2D 3D World, but there's all these sort of effects that. Oh yes.
Nice. Good job.
Got my key.
And you got a
Give me
little
that.
firework display too.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, I got
done,
really
sir.
excited.
No, dude, that was awesome.
We're probably way behind now, but I don't care. I
That's
defeated
all
Big
right.
Flying Meowser. Hopefully that showed you guys a way that we took a course that we designed to be a little bit easier. Maybe not a lot of enemies. We added a boss fight. We made one of those parts that's really tricky, easier to get up. Showed off some of the maker tools. Yeah, I could go on all day, but I'm probably out of time.
And we also made this interactive because of the poll, so we had a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks if you guys voted on the polls, and thanks if you watched
stabbed
the
the giant Ridley
Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational. If you want to see this course in action, go back and check that out.
And some other really fun courses as well that were in there. The finale's pretty
Yes.
intense. And that is about all the time we've got today. But Morgan, Teresa, thanks so much for coming up and hanging out.
Yeah.
Folks, I hope you enjoyed that. Please stay tuned. We're going to be coming back in a real quick break with some Deus Ex Machina. So please stay tuned.
Bye.
Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I bet my friend Lazy Legend would like that a lot. Where's Rock, the robot? Let's get the Brawl version of Rob. Robbie, the robot. Robbie. Bye.